guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to design a character, and don't mind spelling, I'm not sure it's right. These are the different categories. I'm going to draw them randomly. So now I'm going to cut out my little pieces and we're going to draw. So for skin, gotta mix them all up. And oh no, this is the one I didn't want. So it's colorful. These are all my skin tones up here, and these were the choices, or colorful, which means it's something that isn't a normal skin tone. Oh no. So there is our first choice. Okay, and now for a hair color, I am gonna draw two, just in case I want to do like dual, like two hair colors. So the primary hair color is green, and my secondary color, in case I want to have two-tone hair, is, oh god, yellow. Ew, I'm not a fan of those colors. So on to the next one. So we've got two things to draw for hair. So we've got what the hair looks like, which will be this one. Which is long, wavy. And now this will decide whether the hair will be up or down. Down. So we've got skin color, hair color, and hair texture. Time for the next one. So the next one is labeled genre-ish, and that is because they're just kind of like what the person could potentially be. I threw mer people in there, so that is kind of the genre. And we got, oh my god, we got mer people. That was not necessarily what I wanted. Just in case I can't think of what I want to do for that, I'm gonna draw a second one. Superhero, ew, okay, no, we're doing mer people. So, and last category. Last category is accessory, so I only had three. They were tattoos, piercings, or sidekick. And we got tattoos. So we have a mer person with colorful skin, green hair or green and yellow hair that is long and wavy and down with tattoos. Let's get started. So I wrote out at the top of the page so I couldn't forget what it is I was doing, and I got right to sketching. So I started sketching in my Prismacolor Col-Erase colored pencil in pink. I was super excited to do this fun little character design challenge because I think it's a really great warm-up, and it's really fun, and it gave me an excuse to use my markers, which I've been really looking for. I've been trying to, I really want to get better at them. I've had them for quite a long time, and I think overall my skills are improving, but there's always room for even more improvement. And that is what I'm striving for. So for me, when it comes to designing a character and what makes a character, I really like to get like a movement down. And I usually think about what kind of attitude or temperament this person would have. So mermaids, I don't know why. I either go one of two ways. I either go sweet or sassy. And I decided on sassy, and I also decided to draw a merman. And I thought that was different. I'm pretty sure I've only ever drawn, I'm not even sure if I even have drawn a merman before. And so this was new for me. And I really wanted to keep him simple, mostly because this was, it's kind of like a warm-up challenge. And I feel like there just wasn't as many places to add ornamental things as there are on like a mermaid. because he had the long wavy hair, which is what you kind of give mermaids, and I felt like if I added too much to it, it would make him look too feminine, and at that point I might as well have just picked a mermaid. But I highly recommend that you use this method of like drawing random like qualities out of a hat, a mug, a container, or whatever. Use a generator of some sort online, because it was really fun, especially since I drew this stupid colorful skin. I was not looking forward to that. And I drew mer people, which was not, I was really hoping for like fantasy or Victorian era, but I think I'm definitely going to do this again. But I think for a while I'm gonna pull out some of the ones that I've done. So I'm gonna pull out colorful skin, maybe not, because there's so many options you can do with colorful skin, but I definitely want to pull out mer people, so that way I can have a chance to do something else. And his tattoo wasn't, I don't know why, I thought I liked the starfish on the chest, and I wanted to make it a little more ornamental, but I just couldn't. I was having like brain farts today, and I couldn't quite get a design down for that, so it is what it is. And then I inked in a Micron Finliner, and I ink off screen as always. I get nervous inking on screen, because already inking is kind of something I struggle with, and it'd probably be pretty boring for you to watch me draw the same thing that I just drew. So there, I was picking some colors. I decided his skin would be like a teal blue to kind of complement the green of his hair. Since he had to have green hair. So I would like to talk a bit about my design process when I am creating characters for, say, my story. I usually start by drawing something that I'm interested in, whether it's, a girl, a man, somebody non-binary, and I add aspects that I think are really cool. And then I go from there to tweak it to fit into my story. I kind of take the qualities that I liked drawing, that I like to see, and I mesh those into what, my story, like how to make them all fit together. I would add in maybe a more modern aspect of clothing, or take away something that's too dated, and I just kind of sketch and play around, and I tweak their outfit or how I drew them to their personality. I kind of treat it like I'm getting to know somebody. I drew this person, I'm like, okay, well, let me draw them again, and let me draw what they would look like mad. Do they get mad often? Are they happy often? Do they smile a lot? Do they not smile a lot? How do they act when they're standing there? And then I kind of use that also to pick out then, like their powers, because in my world there is magic, which is fun always, and I picked what magic I think would suit them best. Or like in the case of this character I designed, she was a high priestess. I picked her power first. I knew I wanted somebody with a connection to a deity and how they would use power, and that's where I came up with her idea as a high priestess to a deity, and how she would get that power from the deity, how she would use it, and like kind of what are the terms of service of her power. And so that's how I designed that. My character design process can be messy. My main original character that I draw, then have been drawing for years now, I am just now fleshing out a story, and he has changed and evolved so much, and a whole world. I built a world around this one character. And if you would like to hear more about that, I have several other videos detailing my character's world. And you can also head over to my Instagram, which is linked below, to see some of the other things that I don't film, like some of the other characters that I don't film on my Instagram. It's really cool, and I am working on fleshing out a story. I'm not sure how I will release this story eventually. I've been tossing around comic slash webtoon. I've also been tossing around, maybe shooting for more of like graphic novel style, something more detailed. And I've also just thought about writing it out and potentially, throwing in a comic or two when I feel like drawing them out. But before I would get started on that, I have decided I'm going to devote some time to really studying some anatomy before I move into a graphic novel, webtoon, whatever it is, so I can realistically draw my characters in these situations. So I do have a different process for color picking. Unfortunately, I didn't have like a lot of, he was kind of like a fantasy merman, I just picked colors that I thought would look great or look okay together, considering he had to have green hair and colorful skin. I picked pink for his tail, a little unconventional, but I had used pink for his tattoo and the little star on his face because it was, play on like starfish. And then I think pink and yellow look good together, so I made his eyes yellow and then his fins yellow, which I thought looked really cute. So after I did the initial coloring with my Copics, I busted out a few Prismacolor colored pencils to add a bit more detail into these, such as little specks of brighter yellow in his eyes, some texture to the tail, fins, I guess. And I use the pink and I add some texture to the starfish and a few more scales on his tail. And I use the teals, I blend in his skin a bit, and I also blend in his hair. Well, I add some texture in his hair. And after that, I color in his eyelashes. If I have some thick ones, I usually don't do that until later. And then I give him some white highlights with my Uniball Signo white gel pen, which is always my favorite part. I made him a little shinier than I usually make my normal people, but that's okay. He's a merman. He's glistening. And it really makes it come together, I feel like, when you add that little touch of white highlight. And then after I'm done with that, I smudge it a bit. I get my Copic Multiliner, a little thicker than the Micron Finliner, and I outline the outer edge. It makes it pop more, and I like that look, a little comic-y. So there I go. There's it done, and I sign it. And here is the final piece. I hope you enjoy. You enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed making it. Stay safe. Bye.